Welcome to Iconic Leadership, the podcast for female entrepreneurs who know they're here to lead, not just build a business. This show is for women stepping into the Alpha Queen era, where leadership becomes identity, power is embodied, and success is created from the inside out. Here, we explore sovereign leadership, expansion, vision, purpose, business, and the inner work that is required to build an empire that fits the woman you are becoming. Strategy matters, but who you are matters more. I'm Karissa Adkins, and this is Iconic Leadership. Welcome to the new standard of the Alpha Queen power. Hey, welcome back, ladies. Hello, and welcome to the Iconic Leadership Show. This is a space where we talk about real leadership, not just surface level success, not trendy tactics, but the inner architecture required to hold power, wealth, visibility, and responsibility without collapsing, without shrinking, and definitely without losing yourself in the process. So if you're a woman who knows she is meant for more, not just more money, but I'm talking more impact, authority, and embodiment, then Queen, you are exactly where you need to be today. So today's episode is one I have been sitting with for a while because it touches the core of why so many brilliant women plateau right before their biggest expansion. And I want to say this very clearly and right up front. $1 million growth is not a strategy problem. It's an identity decision. And if you've been trying to fix your business when what it actually needs is refinement, is who you're being under pressure, then this episode is going to land for you. So take a breath, sis. Let your shoulders drop and let's go there. In early 2023, I said something out loud to my coach that made absolutely no logical sense. I said, I'm going to make $1 million this year. Now, let me be clear. My life was not perfectly organized. My nervous system was not 100% calm, and my business was not wrapped up in some neat little pretty bow that was called success. From the outside, it probably looked, ambitious at best, right? Everyone has always said, oh my God, you just look so well put together and your brand looks amazing and like all of these really cool things. And it was, right? And it absolutely was. It was perfect. Like where I was in my business was exactly where I needed to be. I truly trust that, the universe sets me up for, to experience everything that I absolutely need to experience in that perfect divine timing. And with an affirmation that is truly rooted in me, that everything is always working out for me, that I felt like I was I needed to be right there in that moment. Right? But when I told him that I was going to make $1 billion, I didn't say it to hype myself up. I didn't say it to manifest it. I didn't even say it because I knew how yet. I said it because I simply decided. And here's what I wasn't prepared for, ladies. The decision didn't immediately change my revenue. It changed the pressure my life placed on me. Because the moment you decide at that level, that level you're going to play with, like you are no longer available for A and you're totally ready for B, everything starts asking, can you hold this? Can you lead yourself here? Can you stay regulated here? And can you remain sovereign when it gets uncomfortable? And this is where most conversations about money and success and growth completely miss the point. Now it's it's January, right? And everyone loves talking about their big goals and their juicy visions and their word of the year. Everyone loves the idea of setting big, audacious, sexy goals. But few people talk about the hidden cost of declaring them. Because when you declare something at a higher level, life doesn't give you ease. It gives you initiation. And suddenly, right, your standards are tested, your boundaries are tested, your self-trust is tested, your emotional regulation is tested, your leadership is tested before the results ever arrive. You start seeing where you're still avoiding hard conversations, where you're still delaying powerful aligned decisions, where you're still people pleasing under pressure. You start seeing a sense of numbness instead of leading. And sometimes I see women shrinking instead of stabilizing. And that is where a lot of women unconsciously pull back. Not because they're weak, but because their nervous system hasn't been trained to hold expansion without the idea of threat. So instead of rising to the declaration, right, that they just set out for themselves, they self-correct, they go back into what's familiar. They retreat back into a territory that feels safe. And this is not necessarily an all a mindset issue. This is an identity plus nervous system issue. And here's something that I wish more people would say out loud. As you grow, leadership stops being conceptual, right? You're no longer just managing tasks, you're managing energy. You're managing expectations, you're managing endings, evolution, and of course, visibility. And the higher you rise, the few people can really relate to you. I found that to be so true on my journey, my rise up journey, right? From zero, paying months and just putting so much on credit cards, just all believing in myself. That's all I really had was my mission, my message, my story, and my powerful belief in myself back in 2019. But as I continued to grow my company, I remember the benchmark of 250, 500K, 777,000, and then all of a sudden it was a million. But the higher that I rised, I found that my circle of people kept shrinking. Right? The pressure that you carry as a woman who has a business like that, the decisions that you can't coward behind, the loneliness of being the one who holds the standard, the projections that come with power, right? And like I said, the people just can't relate to you. You start having conversations and people are like, wow, I wish I had that problem, right? And they start casting judgments. They start, comparing themselves to what they aren't to where you are. And then all of a sudden your friend circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until all of a sudden you're like, you look to your left, you look to your right, and you're like, wow, where'd all my friends go? And then business, of course, can start to feel isolated, right? You start to isolate yourself because nobody can relate to you at this level. You start living in rooms where you're admired and resented at the same time. And I'm telling you right now, that feels like shit. I've stepped into rooms where I've felt misunderstood more than celebrated. I've talked about my success and literally I can see the eyes of women be like, "Oh, everything must have just been given to her," instead of celebrating each other. You outgrow people very quickly when you start raising to the level of what you're capable of. And sometimes you just can't unsee what you now see, right? And this is where leadership becomes internal. And if you haven't built the identity to stay grounded while being misunderstood, to stay grounded while growth starts to feel heavy instead of expansive, then let's talk about the identity gap, the real gap that keeps so many women playing small. Okay, so that's what I really want to talk about today is the identity gap from where you were to where you're going and beyond. Because this is a very real gap between who you are and where you want to be. This is the gap where who you must become to sustain more. You see, most people try to cross that gap. They think they try and cross the gap with more strategies. They're like, oh, I'll just launch more content, more effort, more hustle, more grind. But I'm telling you right now, identity doesn't shift through effort. It shifts through standards and self-leadership under pressure. Identity determines how you respond when things don't go your way. Identity determines how you hold yourself when no one else is clapping for you. Because the hard truth, ladies, not everyone's going to celebrate you when you're at the top. In fact, most people won't even fucking understand you. And the others will just judge you. And there's only a select few that literally will say, "You got it. Thank you so much for showing me what's possible." Identity determines how you move when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Identity determines whether you will collapse in pressure or you will command in your space. So if we don't close the identity gap, success becomes totally volatile, right? So you might hit a number, but you won't be able to hold it. I see this all the time with my clients, and I saw that within me, right? You may hit finally that $100,000 months or the $10,000 weeks, wherever you're at in your business. But if you don't have the identity to match it, you won't be able to hold it and you won't be able to sustain it. You cannot build a seven-figure business with a five-figure mindset. You cannot do that by outworking yourself, right? There has to be an identity upgrade. And nothing, absolutely nothing is more destroying you, than an identity that can't hold that success. Okay. So this is where the industry is oversimplified growth. Mindset alone does not create sustainable wealth. Marketing alone does not create sustainable wealth. I've literally watched women do deep, energetic work, refine their message endlessly. They've crafted up their perfect branding. They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, with branding specialists, with messaging coaches, with copywriting coaches, and they've wasted all that money if they cannot become the woman behind the brand. Okay, I've watched women run beautiful launches and yet still hit the ceiling. And why? Well, it's because money expands where structure, identity, and power meet, right? I'm going to say that again. The ability to make money, to be successful, to become a wealthy leader, a sovereign woman, right? It expands when you have structure, identity, and power, when they all come together. Structure creates safety. Identity creates consistency. And power creates decisiveness. So without structure, ladies, growth feels very chaotic. Without identity, success feels unsustainable. And without power, momentum just collapses altogether. $1 million businesses are not built on vibes alone. They're built on embodied leadership. At higher levels, money doesn't challenge your intelligence. It challenges your nervous system. It challenges how you handle pressure, criticism, delays, visibility, endings, and uncertainty. Okay, so who you be determines whether wealth becomes sustainable or self-destructive. And this is why emotional mastery is not soft work. It's iconic level leadership work. And if you can regulate yourself, then you can make clearer decisions. You can lead without reactivity, and you can expand without burning out. You will hold power without hardening. This is the work that no one solves for you once you're successful, right? And it's the work that determines whether you will rise or whether you will recycle. And I want to talk to you about a program that I am launching. It's called Iconic Leadership Mastermind, and it was created for women who are no longer asking, how do I make money? But instead, who do I need to be to hold this next level of greatness? How do I need to lead without collapsing under all that pressure? How do I expand without losing myself? How do I build wealth that feels powerful, not heavy? This is not about wanting more. It's about knowing you're ready to hold the private power that creates public success. Guys, I'm going to open up the doors to this mastermind on February 15th. And if you feel the pull, then I want to invite you to book a private call with me to explore whether Iconic Leadership Mastermind is your next level. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. True leadership doesn't rush. It listens, it matures, it prepares. So stay close to the work. Let the frequency meet you where you're at. When the standard becomes undeniable, like truthful for you, you'll know. And I'll see you, in that program. Okay. So we're going to take just a short little break. And when we get back, I'm going to talk all about the Rise event and what this event is going to do for you. Be right back. Are you a coach, consultant, or CEO who is ready to scale like $1 million leader? Then it's time to make your next big sales move. I'm Karissa Adkins, founder of the Alpha Queen Collective, where we help ambitious women master high-ticket sales, attract premium clients, and lead their empires with unshakable confidence. If you're ready to sell with ease, market with impact, and step fully into your CEO power, head over to www.alphaqueencollective.com.
Hey everybody, oh my goodness, we have got talk radio for all of it.
Really, thank you for blazing the trail for women in talk radio and just being such an inspiration to me and so many other people. What you're doing is so awesome. And, without people like you there to really step out of the box and go for it, I don't know if someone like me would have ever ended up here, but I'm so happy to be here. And I just want to thank you for everything you're doing. You're one of my major inspirations.
Mystery School Ancient Wisdom for Everyday Life is your practical and inspiring gateway to spiritual awakening. Join me, Shakti Durga, and Dr. Pat every first and third Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time as we explore relationships, inner plane realities, channel light beings, learn from ancient wisdom, and share tools to navigate life with ease and grace. Are you ready to step into your highest potential? Subscribe to Mystery School. Your transformation starts here.
Are you seeking spiritual growth?
All right, ladies, welcome back to Iconic Leadership. We are just talking about how you must develop an identity of a sovereign woman if you are ready to truly step into your power. We talked about the major gap that I am seeing in the industry and honestly across so many industries. It really doesn't matter whether you're an executive or someone that holds a high leadership position in their company or the CEO herself. I'm realizing that it really does take sovereign, iconic leadership in order for you to become the woman who can sustain massive amounts of success, both personally and professionally. So if you missed any part of the first half, definitely go back, check it out, listen to it, take notes, because if you can start to understand the gap from where you are to where you want to go, that leadership identity gap, only then can you start to truly work on it. So now I want to talk just a little bit about what's on my heart right now about the Rise event that I am hosting on March 19th at the Beardmore Event Center in Omaha, Nebraska. Guys, this is not just an event. This is a transformational experience. And I believe this experience is for women who are finally ready to step into their power. And this event, it's called Rise, where purpose meets power. Now, Rise was born from years of conversations that I've had with women behind the scenes. So women who look very successful on the outside, but privately feel disconnected, exhausted, or like they're playing smaller than they were created for. Women who know there's more, right? More inside of them. They're ready for more impact, more leadership, and more confidence, more alignment. But they've been waiting for clarity, waiting for permission or validation, waiting for the right moment to feel ready to step into your power. And ladies, here is the truth that I have learned. That moment, it doesn't come. You choose it. And that's why Rise exists. Rise is a one-day, high-impact experience created for women who are ready to step fully into what I call the Alpha Queen era. This season of life is this season, right? Like the Alpha Queen era, it's where you stop shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable. It's where you stop apologizing for wanting more and to start leading your life and your business and your family and ultimately your legacy with clarity and conviction. This event is not about hype for the sake of hype. It's not about surface level motivation because that shit wears off come Monday morning. Rise is about identity work. It's about helping women remember who the hell they are. It's about helping women remember who they are beneath the roles and the expectations and the titles and the pressure to be everything for everyone. At Rise, you're going to hear from some pretty incredible, powerful women, queens sharing their real stories in a TEDx style format. Not polished highlight reels, not perfect journeys of success, but real stories of rising through the fear, rising through the failure, the loss, and the leadership and their purpose. Stories that mirror your own and remind you that you are not behind. You are simply becoming the grandest, greatest version of you. And what makes Rise so different is the room. It's the energy, it's the sisterhood that you're going to feel come, 10 a.m. Because let's face it, when the doors open at 8:30, you're going to walk in and you're going to be like, I don't really know a lot of these people. I don't know what to expect. Maybe a little nervous about what you're going to experience, but I guarantee by 10 a.m., you will feel connected. You will feel more confident and you will feel like an aligned, powerful decision maker of your life. Okay, you will start to realize that your dreams aren't crazy. You will realize that playing small is no longer an option for you. Rise is designed to elevate you, to challenge you, and more importantly, to call you forward into your purpose and into your power. You're going to leave that day with a renowned belief in yourself, with greater clarity around your purpose and your next chapter, a deeper connection to community of women who are rising alongside you, and the courage to lead bigger, bolder, and more intentionally in 2026 and beyond. But more than anything, ladies, you'll leave with a decision to stop waiting, a decision to rise into your power, a decision to take ownership of the woman you are becoming. You will become that iconic leader, and I guarantee I will activate something deep within you. Because rising isn't just about doing more. It's not about hustle and grinding it out. It's about becoming more aligned with who you truly are. This event is for the woman who feels the pull for more. The woman who's ready to stop doubting herself. The woman who knows she was made to lead and influence and create impact. Rise is where purpose meets power, ladies, and where women step into the Alpha Queen era together. Because it can be kind of scary to know that you're meant for more, but to not be able to fully express what that meant for more moment feels like and looks like. And if what I'm sharing with you is speaking straight to you, then trust me. Trust the nudge that it isn't random. It's your next level calling you forward. I cannot wait to rise with you. And ladies, right now, we are running our early bird ticket sales. You can grab a VIP ticket, which includes a goodie bag, a swag bag. It includes your VIP lunch. It includes front row table seating. It includes, during that lunch, a leadership panel helping you get more clear on the leadership that is required from you. It's going to inspire you and activate you. And of course, your VIP ticket includes a meet and greet after hours with every single one of these authors in the Alpha Queen Rising Collective book. You are not only going to get a book, but you're going to get a signed copy. You're going to literally get to meet all of the women in this book. You're going to shake their hand. You're going to get a hug from them if you feel called to get a hug. You are going to know what it feels like to be an iconic leader, a woman who's leading with purpose and power. Now, I get it, there's only 50 VIP tickets available. So for all of my other ladies, you can definitely grab your general admission ticket. This is still a very powerful ticket. You're still going to be in the room with amazing speakers and leaders. You're going to get to network and collaborate and meet local businesses who care about empowering women. You're all going to be able to stop by our VIP photo op, right, and walk the red carpet. You're going to be able to network and collaborate with like-minded women. Ladies, this is more than an event. This is an activation, and I am inviting all of you to this experience. It again is going to be held on March 19th, 2026 at the Beardmore Event Center. And of course, once you purchase that ticket, all of the details will be sent to you. You know, if you're coming in from out of town, amazing. We have an amazing room block set aside for those of you who are flying in, and we do have women flying in. It's going to be awesome. Our amazing DJ is coming all the way from Miami. Our MC is flying in from Kentucky. We have speakers from California. Shout out to my Cali girls. We have speakers coming from Denver, Colorado. Shout out to Denver. And of course, we have amazing, incredible women that are from Nebraska, my hometown. It's going to be an epic experience, and you all are invited because, ladies, queens don't rise alone. We rise up together. And you don't have to do life. You don't have to do business alone. So if you're looking to get your hands on a ticket, whether it be a VIP ticket or a general admission ticket, go ahead and drop down into the show notes. My link is down below. Grab your ticket and come to the Rise event. If you are like, oh, I can't make the event, but I really want to get my hands on this amazing, amazing book full of inspiration, motivation. It's full of activations and prompts for you to do some self-journaling on, for you to grow and become the alpha queen woman who is rising into her power. You can also get that link to Amazon to purchase your book. And of course, if you're like, holy shit, Karissa, I know I'm meant for more. I'm looking for a coach. I am looking for a mentor who can hold that vision, who can hold that belief in me, who can, believe in me even when I can't yet believe in myself. Then I want to encourage you to book a call with me. This discussion alone could be the very thing that produces transformation deep within you. Ladies, we are not here to play small. That is exactly why I created the table for all of us to sit at. So ladies, come rise with me and join me next week as I bring on some additional incredible leaders and I'm going to be interviewing the amazing Sarah. She's in this book. She's going to be speaking at the event. Her story is so freaking powerful and impactful. You are not going to want to miss it. So join me next week on Iconic Leadership Live. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Iconic Leadership. If today's conversation activated something within you, make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with women who are ready to rise up too. Leaving a review helps this movement reach more women stepping into their power. This is Iconic Leadership.